Hi, everyone. Thank you again for joining today for this session, The Rebirth of VOIP during COVID-19. For this session, CPEL is joined by the Chief Operating Officer of Vitel Global Communications, John Estiva. But before we launch into today's sessions, there are a few housekeeping items that I wanted to cover. First of all, each session will be recorded and available on demand through CPEL's website following the event. A follow-up email will be sent to all registrants with the recording and other relevant materials. Secondly, we will have a Q&A session following the presentation. All participants have entered the session muted, so please enter your questions in the questions or discussion tab to the right of your screen, and we'll be able to address them at the end of the session. And that essentially covers all of the housekeeping items. And now it's my pleasure to officially introduce our panelist for today, John Estiva. John is the Chief Operating Officer of Vitel Global Communications with the responsibility to lead the operations throughout the organization. He has over 20 years of industry experience in telecommunications and is highly skilled in voice, data, IP, mobile content, sales, mobile applications, data center, and management. And I'm sure the list goes on. And while also holding various certificates from Cisco Cloud, VoIP, IT professional, and Salesforce. Prior to Vitel Global, John has served many telecom companies in the States and is also a founding partner in Zingo TV, an IPTV platform which delivers entertainment through internet as a technology. Thanks again, John, and we're all excited for your session, and I'll pass it off to you.
Jacob, thank you very, very much, and it's a pleasure, everyone. And I wanted to say good morning on this lovely Friday. We are very, very humbled to be part of CPEL Connect. We hope this session will give a little bit preview on not only where VoIP is going, but also what Vitel is doing during this COVID-19, hence the topic of Rebirth of VoIP. But before I start, I wanted to just ponder about a year ago. It would have been impossible to foresee the rapid changes that have taken place during COVID-19. This outbreak was declared as a global pandemic. Governments around the world have to adapt to drastic changes to help to contain its spread. While the crisis is generating a lot of challenges, it also created a lot of opportunities, particularly in the technology sector. Communities around the world have moved through remote working and homeschooling, while businesses across all industries have been forced to innovate, digitally transform on an unprecedented basis to ensure connectivity. So to give you guys a little bit of a fact before we go into the whole slide and presentation. About a year ago, if you have to ask market news where VoIP is going, it was on a trajectory path to be a $25 billion industry. Now, its trajectory path is $125 billion up to 2025. It's drastic, it's exciting, but in the meantime, it's causing undue panic because all the organizations are all trying to find the perfect solutions, how to keep their workforce, client, partners in the loop at all times. But we know that those are not the situations now. VoIP is an indispensable tool for organization. VoIP has been around. VoIP has been around 10 years ago, probably a little bit more than 10 years ago. I was one of the first adopter of working from home. Back in 2007, my force, when I was handling a force, managing people overseas and also domestic US, I have about 60 employees and we're all fully remote. We have locations in China, we have locations in Australia, locations in different parts of the world. So VoIP was a natural reaction for us. But with the pandemic, a lot of people have decided to be not just be decided, corporations have forced them to be connected. Now we're talking about a lot of different factors. Now you have your local cable provider, your local internet provider, now giving you the services, right? So that's a little bit of the first few months was a little bit of a shakedown in this industry. But because VoIP promotes collaboration among distributed workforce, it has stayed very efficient. It has done the collaboration, the birth of Zoom, the rebirth of Office 365, the VoIP integration between files back and forth to provide immediate feedback. I know you guys are doing it now. I know this is the world that we live in now. But VoIP has transformed itself not just on the business, it has transformed itself also in essential services like healthcare. Remote consultation nowadays is a norm. Healthcare providers are doing audio and video calls over VoIP. Once again, provided that it's done on a HIPAA compliant network, but everything else is now going into. Not only does the pandemic run high and the customer wants instant feedback on the VoIP connection, VoIP has a lot of features that makes it so unique that you can really direct the person to the best suited to assist them. Let me give you for an example. A voicemail can be delivered directly to your smartphone, and it can be ensuring that you get the message and return the call at your location. So there's an instant collaboration in there that you can access those information quicker than before. And what are the other benefits of VoIP per se? VoIP is so cheap nowadays. And that's why there's a rebirth of VoIP during this COVID-19. No longer are the expenses of operations, the expertise, the infrastructure is needed. The upfront costs are minimal. It's allowing you to scale up and down depending on lines and features, depending on what you need. So having said that, I'm just going to go through all the features that Vital Global does and why we're having this rebirth of VoIP. So to give you a little bit of background, Vital Global is a company that's been in existence since 2009. We've been in this industry for the last 11 years. We've grown from a really small voice over IP provider to now providing over 30,000 clients. That is a significant increase. And what we're doing is we're just featuring more and more all these collaboration tools that will make it better for the users and the future users for Vital Global. As I promised, I'm going to go through each and every slides that we have, and I'm happy to answer some of the questions after the presentation. So with no further ado, if you let me, I'm going to go through our slides. First, we all learned that this is necessity now. It is something that you need for businesses to exist. I don't think there will be a time where we're all going to be coming back to work. I think this is the new norm. The new norm is working from home. The new norm is collaboration. The new norm is having your app at your mobile device, having conferencing capabilities like we're doing now, having collaboration using different tools, having business communications done through SMS, having a high quality voice. That's essential now. That are the key components now for voice over IP. And once again, I'm going back again when I said it's low cost. What are the features that Vital Global provides now on VoIP? Reliable call quality. There are security. Plus, we are making it more and more compliant in any services that we have. If you guys excuse me for a sec. We have a 24/7 support system. Customer service nowadays is almost instant. We have about 60 features that could really enhance your productivity, increase customer interaction, increase reporting, proper reporting to all management. Management now have the ability to really look how efficient employees are. Gone are the days that the managers have to be overlooking some employees. They could just do this on a simple touch and report, and they could find every productivity tools that each and individual people are using on their VoIP. So its feature sets, it's very compatible for any mobile device right now. We're talking from Android to iOS. There's a lot of collaborative tools that connects to your desktop. So the days of having a desktop application in your more advanced VoIP phones or application in your mobile are in your fingertips. Once again, we're saying that we have over 2,000 clients under Vital. Third one, these are all the feature sets that we have. These are nothing new in the VoIP world. The only thing new is a lot of integration. And some of the new feature sets is you have an FOB panel that makes it more like interactive, more in an IVR system. So if you have an IVR system with an FOB panel, it just makes it easier for your clientele to integrate and communicate. Mobile apps, it's the biggest thing that we have. Since the pandemic has happened in March, so we're in New Jersey. We were one of the first states that was officially shut down as of March 13. No businesses were allowed to get back. No essential businesses were allowed to get back. We have a massive amount of calls after calls where we're switching our customer where they have actual handsets in their offices now to mobile devices. And what it does is it gives you that features that you are still at the office without being at the office. It gives the transparency that you are still in front of your customer. You're still responding to your bosses. You're still responding to your colleagues. You're still at the office without being in the office. We were able to, so we did that for the last, I would say from March, and we're still doing it now. A lot of conversion rates are happening. Have we lost some clientele along the way? Yes, there are still clientele that are still specific to they have to be in office, but our attrition rate was so low that we didn't anticipate it to be that low. We were anticipating it to be a little bit in the double figures, but it's less than the double figure. I think we're about 9% of attrition rate, but that's natural along the case where you are in the middle of pandemic and people are trying to manage their businesses. So once again, the mobile app is one of the key feature sets why there's a rebirth on VoIP. Now we're moving into desktop application. Our API system can integrate with Office 365. We are integrated with CPAL. We are integrated with a lot of different IT staffing tools. And what it does, it's all one click to call. Once again, there are team sharing. We ourselves in Vital Global, we do a lot of this collaborative tools ourselves. The way I communicate with my employees, the way I communicate with our clients, we are using the same tools that we are promoting. So we're not just promoting it because it's something good and sexy and something we can make money on. It's the same tool that we use internally. Before this, I was on a team call and we were doing the same collaborative services. So from your traditional handsets of VoIP to the transition of mobile apps to the integration of desktop app, VoIP is really, so far, it has grown tremendously in the last few months. All the developing that we have done has dramatically. So we have a 2-year window on development. I think we scaled it down to 3 months. because the demand is there. The feature sets, the features, we focus more on the UI, and the UX. So we really want to make sure that the user experience is there and the user integration is easier for them to really know how can they quickly transition to VoIP. Having said that, we have given more power to our customer. We have given them all the right tools to really look at their portal. As I said earlier, management, employees, customer, clients have now an easier way because you have a customer portal. Gone are the days where you have to make a phone call to your service provider and say, hey, I need to do an extension. I need to set up my voicemail. I need to check all my call detail records. I need to monitor how my employees are doing. Gone are the days where you are asking for help. Everything is in the hands of you, Mr. Customer. We made it so easy that at any app that you have, maybe in your mobile, maybe in your smart devices, maybe on your actual desktop or laptop, you have the ability to now check everything that goes on your operations, from billing to call detail reports to call recordings to extensions to ordering to conference bridging to actually having every community that you need built in one app. That's one thing that Vital Global, and not just Vital Global, but the whole VoIP community has been doing. So from the transition of all these tools that we thought were not exciting, it's getting its rebirth and people are using it more and more. So this is the exciting part for us because we're giving the empowerment to our customer and the people that really can get the reporting. So having said that, I'm going to go to our next slide, which is, this is the basic stuff. We've been around the last 11 years. We are around 24/7. We have post-sales implementation team if there is needed for support. Our chat box, our email, our phone support is always at your fingertips. I have about 100 certified VoIP engineers, excluding outside engineers that we hire for our development. I have to say that we can easily turn a customer with the disclaimer that the line portability, which is when you transfer your phone, we can easily transfer a customer instantaneously. We can turn it up, your phone, but the only thing missing is your phone number might not be transitioned because that's the traditional exchange between one carrier and another carrier. But if you ask us for a new number, we could instantaneously create your number and have it up and running and active within minutes. All our contracts are digital. All our ticketing system is by e-portal. It's once you have a portal, everything is web-based. We have a very less than 2 minutes is our SLA for anything that is crucial and critical to your businesses. So that's one thing I'm very proud on. And when I made our operations, I made sure that our SLA is less than 2 minutes, that you will get your answer, you'll get your proper information. If not, we are transitioning you to the best people that could handle your issue. People ask me these questions because I run operations for the company. What is the percent of people that goes into beyond level 1? I have to say beyond level 1, there is less than 5% that goes into level 2. So if a customer calls in, about 95% we know the issue, what's going on. And the other 5% are either outside forces that we don't have any support or control of, like your service provider, your actual router in your location, may it be home or office. Those are the things that we have no control on, but we could walk you through all those systems. So having said that, you really have a very supportive and not just only supportive, a 24/7 team behind your back. Okay. So having said that, here are the integration partners that we have. Like we said, CPAL is one of our number one partner, JobDiva as well. We are fully integrated with Salesforce. We are an Office 365 team member. and the rest we have integration with Google, Orwin, and Voltus, and VTiger. Those are the ones that we have. Do we have a long list, and we have also onboarding a lot of integration partners we do, but this is just for this industry. These are the people that we do, and we're very close with them. We work intensively with their development team, and if there's any updates or anything else, we make sure that we work together. Having said that, this is where I'm in the final stages of my presentation. I just wanted to say we're happy, we're here, we're always going to be glad that we're part of this great CPEL Connect today. Jacob, if there's any questions or so, our phone number is here. I'm happy to, do the stop sharing, and then I'm happy to answer any questions or so.
Perfect. Thanks again, John. As a reminder for everyone, if you have any questions, please feel free to type them in either the discussion or questions tab, and John and I will take a look and answer them. If not, you can always follow up with us at contact@cpel.com with any questions you may have, and we'll reconnect with John to make sure you guys get the most accurate answer. But with that also, again, if you have any questions, feel free to type them within the chat. If not, I'll go ahead and kickstart with a quick question that I have for you, John. It looks like Vitel has a lot of different offerings that could really impact the industry as a whole. I guess one of my questions I have for you is, what do you believe, if you had to choose one of the primary benefits from Vitel, which do you think is one of the most impactful, or just one of your favorite features or benefits of the overall organization?
Oh boy, I knew this question was going to. I knew this question was going to come out either from you or from somebody else. Mm-hmm. I would say because VoIP is so technical, right? It's so intricate. One thing, you have to bring it down to a level where it's needed to be simple, right? So the answer to that is the mobile app, because the mobile app really mimics that you have that presence, that you are active, that you are proactive, that you are consistent, and you are always in front of your customer, or you're in front of your team members, regardless of what role you have. It's the essential. It's basically taking a hardware device and putting it on a mobile device. And the feature is the same. I use it before it was sexy. I was the first adapter of the mobile app, because I always wanted to be in front of my customer. And my customers are my client. And if I'm not in front of them, essentially, then my obligations to my client is not essential anymore. So number one answer, it's the mobile app is the sexiest features, and the rest kind of, it enhances the mobile apps.
No, I mean, I agree. I think it's, without question, we're living in a mobile world now, right?
Correct. And this device is where we're going to be living on in the next, years or so, right?
Agreed, for sure. One other quick question I had is, I understand that, everyone's day-to-day lives definitely got mixed up a few months ago with the whole COVID situation, right? I guess my question to you is, when your thoughts, if it will even happen, do you think things will slowly transition more to how they were 8 months ago or so? It's an unpredictable kind of future for all of us. I know everyone has a different answer when it comes to COVID, but I'm just curious on your thoughts. My thoughts
are, this is something that I look at. I'm going to speak from my own point of view. I look at life, when life throws you lemon, you make lemonades. That's always been my view on this. I know the outbreak is gloom and doom, but there's always a silver lining in every cloud, right? So we are all going to shift from. There's a big study that the remote workers, when it was 25% of workforce before COVID, it's probably going to be more than 55%. Mm-hmm. There's still industries that needs to be in your offices. There's still interaction that needs to be done in offices, but we're all in the technology sector. And the proponent for us to be in this technology sector is, I see that the virtual meetings and all this, the rebirth of VoIP and everything else, will really, I think the sector that will probably get hurt is the travel sector, the business travel, the conventions, things that I'm so used to. This is foreign to me, doing this symposium in front of a digital screen. We do this on our day-to-day business, but in front of 1,500 people, you want to get that energy from people, right? So I think those are the industry that will be greatly affected. I don't think we're going to go back where there's 100% participation in offices. I think we'll be at least 55 to 60 will be remote workers. With all this, with the emergence of 5G, unfortunately, it's making it far more that you should be working somewhere else, right? That's the. I mean, if there's anything that anyone, I know it's not part of the topic. If there's anything that people see, 5G is now more important than ever. So
Yeah.
it's really just going to push us all to be very effective and very remote. But there's a downside of being remote all the time because people think you should be working 24/7 if you're remote.
I know, right? It's a balancing act.
I miss
for
the
sure.
office scenario as well too.
Definitely. Well, I think we're all set then with our Q&A session. As a reminder too, if anyone does have any follow-up questions, please feel free to reach out to us. We'll work directly with John and his team to make sure you guys get the answer that you're looking for. But other than that, I think we're all set with this session. Everyone attending the session, feel free to jump into any of the other sessions. The next session, we will have 4 different sessions starting right at 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time. So in approximately 15-20 minutes from now are when the next sessions will begin. So feel free to, refill your cup of coffee, take a look at today's agenda, and get ready for our next sessions. Thank you again, John.
Jacob, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And good morning, everyone, and good luck.
Great. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Bye.